BJ, I don't really know about being unarmed right now.
I feel like this boat is going to sink. Something.
I feel like a pig is going to soar right by.
I can see it. I can see anything now.
Guys, you weren't here, so you didn't see what happened today, but it was
shocking,
earth-shattering, life-changing, and the kind of thing that leads us to believe the apocalypse is on the horizon.
Time will forever be marked as before and after this day. Japanese earthquake was just a sign of the apocalypse.
This is the real thing. We can't go into too much detail of it yet. We want to give you time to clear the kids out of the room. In the meantime, we are going to call the show, in honor of this, Hell Freezes Over with Jess and BJ. All right.
It's coming. It's coming.
Let's take care of business
first
before
let's settle up, and let's do it quick because we ain't got much time.
We don't have a ton of time. Someone who didn't spend a ton of time here today.
Andy Frankenberger was not here very long. He started the day 19th out of 27. The line was 15. Would he finish higher or lower?
You
took the lower.
The under.
I took the higher. He was out real quick, 26th place. So Andy Frankenberger, sorry. No more POY points for him here, but he does have the lead secure regardless of what happens here. For now.
I
win, yay me, but it doesn't matter because it's all ending.
You may not even live to enjoy it.
That's what I'm saying.
All right. Today's over-under. We've got 9 people left here. We went from 27 down to 9, and we have 3 people who have made WPT final tables before. Eric Seidel, Alan Kessler, Tom Marchese.
Just got to shiver. Go ahead.
All right. We want to know how many of them are going to be making repeat appearances at the final table.
Final 6 players make the televised table. Bookie has set the line at 2. Of the 3, more or less than 2, Jess.
You know what? I know that Tom is pretty low in the chip counts, but he was pretty low in the chip counts today and made his way this far that I'm going to take the over, and I think that
all three
of them are making. I feel like Eric's pretty much a gimme, and Alan is, well, I thought I knew Alan, but maybe I don't.
Right.
We'll get to that.
You know what? I think the bookie took the best line, because I don't think just 1 is going to make it, and 3 is a little optimistic, I think. I'm going to say...
What are you doing?
Hey, up is down, right is left,
so, BJ,
back is future.
What does this even mean?
I'm taking the line. I'm saying it'll be 2. I'm taking the equals.
Okay, I perhaps you don't understand how an over-under concept works. We've already established the universe is hanging in the balance right now, and you're trying to piss off the bookie and have him after us too?
This is like saying heads I win, tails I lose, or whatever. You flip it, it lands on its edge. That's what I picked. It's going to land on its edge, because that's the kind of day it's been. And Jess, we got to let them know. I know it's...
Guys, have you hid the kids, hid the wife? Because this
Don't
is some
blame
scary
us.
stuff.
Don't blame us. We're just the messengers. We didn't cause this.
I saw it happen, and then I needed counseling to understand what my eyes had processed.
I agree. You need counseling.
Alan Kessler bluffed today.
Bluffed. Queen high?
Not he claims he bluffed. He showed his cards, and we all saw it. It was a bluff. For a brief moment, I thought he was trying to value bet with Queen High. That made more sense than bluffing to me.
I just assumed he misread his cards or something. Or I figured a more likely scenario was that somehow the laws of physics changed right there and his cards physically changed to different denominations.
If you want to hear more about the bluff, you can hear about the guy who was the victim of this anomalous occasion, William Reynolds, our Rise Player of the Day. Who will never live
this down, ever.
Talking about it, he admitted he got, pwned. Seriously. And now... has set aside a series of events that leads me to believe I'm not making it home in one piece.
Probably not.
All right,
sorry, Jess.
Sorry,
Jess's family.
In case this is our last Jess and BJ show ever, we should plug through and make sure we cover everything dutifully and not hide under the table and cry until someone comes and saves us.
Wow, your plan for the end of days is way different than my plan for the end of days.
Jess and BJ is a priority. We need to go out on top.
Wow, you're a pro.
Speaking of on top, Eric Seidel. He's not our chip leader. He's top 3 in chips, but...
It sucks to have such a great 2011 when the year's not even going to end, but Eric Seidel is crushing.
On the bright side, he'll probably lock up Player of the Year if it ends today.
Yes, easily.
Right.
Seidel crushing everything and crushing this tournament as well. Had the chip lead late, I think, with 11 players left. Where did he finish?
Third in chips, I
believe.
Third in chips with plenty of chips still. And with the money bubble bursting today, he has locked up a pretty impressive statistic. He's
yeah.
the only player in WPT history to cash in every single season. So those of you who feel like this 2011 run is just kind of a fluke of some sort,
right.
I think people forget that, like, he's seriously up there consistency.
He's not one of those guys you can look at and say, oh, he was just big because of rounders and in the early days of the WPT. So and he's not one of those guys you can say, oh, he's just because he's hot now. This guy is consistent, straight on. Eric Seidel. Is he in the Hall of Fame yet?
Yes. Made it last fall with Dan Harrington, deservedly
right.
so. Although now it looks kind of funny that he gets put in the Hall of Fame and then has this amazing year so far.
Well, at least he will be a part of the last class before, the world ends.
I hope your family's watching this, Eric, and sees the nice things we had to say when they wonder how you never made it home from Indiana in one piece. All right. Some people who made it out of here alive, but didn't make it out of the tournament alive, if that makes any sense. People who busted out and got out of here today included some big names. Shannon Shore came in with a lot of chips. We had
high hopes for Shannon.
High hopes, thinking he's going to make another final table, maybe getting the POI running. Tom Marchese just kind of, you have one of those days where players have another opponent that seems to just get the best of them every time. Tom Marchese got the best of Shannon just about every time and ended it with an exclamation point of queens for Shannon, kings for Tom, and Shannon was out of here. We lost Chris Bell, who made the final table of this event.
But he did finish in the money.
He did make it into the money. He was our 12th place finisher, right?
Yes.
And then at one of the final two tables, we had a bunch of really, really aggressive people. Lots of 5 and 6 betting, and unsurprisingly, Bay 101 runner-up Stephen Kelly was one of those people. You guys may remember us talking about him at Bay 101 being unrelentless with his aggression. He, Mike Scarborough, Ben Tollerine, and chip leader Steve Barshak were all not backing down pre-flop. And it made for some really interesting hands. Ben Tollerine ended up having most of his chips end up in Scarborough's stack. Stephen Kelly went out in 10th place shortly after Amanda Musumichi, giving all of his chips to Steve Barshak to end the day. And Steve Barshak kind of came out the biggest beneficiary of this with 600,000 chips.
Finished as the chip leader. Now, what I'm interested in, they were all at that table. Eric Seidel was at the other table. I want to see how they play their games tomorrow when they're having to face Eric Seidel.
One other guy who was at that table of endless re-raising was Club WPT qualifier.
Andy Whetstone.
Came in today as the chip leader. He is now the short stack. He is 9th out of 9 with 83,000 chips because he just kind of put his head down while these very, very aggressive people, Barshak on his right and Kelly on his left, kind of had at it. He was a bit handcuffed in that respect. Made it through the day and gets a payday for a free roll, which is really, really cool.
What's it guaranteed? It's good. 22,000 is what's already paid out.
So it's 30, something
somewhere
like that.
Between 22,000 and maybe 30,000, which is all gravy for him.
Pays
Congrats
for a lot of
so
Club
far.
WPT subscriptions. So.
His wife was also very happy.
Yeah, his wife's here railing. It was a lot of fun.
Spend it quick while you have the time.
All right. Now that we've wrapped up all the information, before we go, lock ourselves in our hotel rooms, gather up some bottled water and supplies on the way.
Yeah, I need to hit
We do have to do one last question of the day.
The last question of the day, possibly.
Here's hoping that it's not. But in case it is, it's fittingly going to be, what is your favorite end of the world movie?
Dr. Strangelove.
I do like Peter Sellers, but I'm going to actually go modern with this and say, it's a bit shameful, Armageddon.
Oh, Armageddon.
I know that everyone thinks this movie is awful, but I am unabashedly in love with it, and I watch it every time it's on TV, and Liv Tyler puts her hand on the screen and talks for her dad, and the Aerosmith song, and Ben Affleck yelling, and